Well, there's a lot on the line here on Monday Night Football, both for myself and I'm sure for you guys out there as well. Do us a massive favor. Go ahead and hit that like button as the stream begins. What do you guys have on the line? I want to know. I want to know what you've got going on in your fantasy leagues. Jameson
I got
Williams
nothing on the line.
wearing his jersey, repping my boy. I need 10.2 fantasy points. That's all we need. All we need is 10.2 fantasy points.
It's either boom or bust.
Well, I went back and looked at his previous year, and if you look at his last, I think it's like 10 games, he hit it 80% of the time. That's all I'm asking from you, brother. That's all I'm asking from you. 10.2 fantasy points. My health is in your hands, my friend. So what do you guys have riding on tonight? I'm curious. Let us know in the chat. We appreciate y'all for being here. Obviously, we are going to do some team reviews tonight. We're going to answer some start-sit questions, some trade questions, all of that goodness. Now, on yesterday's Time to Panic stream, we mentioned that we were going to give away a 2025 team playbook, which, if you don't know, is this customized review of your fantasy football team. Hey, there's my iPhone alarm going off. With no... Oh, here's the sound finally. You see how it's like so faint? Something's wrong with iPhones right now.
How my alarm works.
Mine does not.
Maybe
Anyway.
it's yours. Do you need to? Are you gonna get a new phone?
Not for an alarm. They need to figure this shit out. I'm
fair.
having Karina set an alarm. Anyway, again, we appreciate y'all for being here. Last night we mentioned that we were going to give away a team playbook, okay? And all you had to do was like yesterday's panic video and subscribe. Make sure that you're subscribed. And Sonny Drummond was the winner. So shout out to Sonny Drummond. We want to save time because we got a lot of questions today, but shout out to Sonny Drummond. All you need to do, Sonny, is DM me on Discord and tell me what your Flock Fantasy username is, as well as send me a screenshot of your YouTube account. We appreciate you, man, for being here, and thanks for the love. Now, we are doing a giveaway today as well. Okay, so all you need to do to enter today's giveaway, all right, you need to type Jameson into the chat and like the stream. That's it. Just type Jameson into the chat, like the stream.
Right.
Once you've done those two things, you will be officially entered. This is a Jameson Williams stream tonight. All right, you got to be pro Jameson Williams here. All right, we need JMO. We're relying on JMO to win a fantasy league, fantasy week. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Again, smash that like button. Type JMO if you want to be entered. Every time we reach 50 likes, we will do a giveaway for some vouchers. All right, let's jump into the first trade question. There was a few people who submitted questions, by the way, and I gave them vouchers because we weren't able to answer it before week number 3. So you guys check your accounts. You should have vouchers if that's your name. I cleared up like 8 questions that we missed. So Mapic is here next. Let's go to Mapic here with the trade question.
Yeah. Sending away Lamar Jackson and Chase Brown for Jahmyr Gibbs and Emeka and Buka in a 1-quarterback league. Chase Brown is not ideal. This is really struggling. You're probably down tier from Lamar Jackson. You get Emeka and Buka. You don't have your team linked. I mean, start 7. I think I'm going to be doing this still.
Yeah.
Especially with Mike Evans going down. It looks like Emeka is going to be the number 1 guy, especially if we get an IR stint. I don't see why I wouldn't do this.
Yeah, it's funny because everyone's talking about how, head coach and, Todd Bowles is saying, it's not that bad with Mike Evans. And then they're all pulling up screen, receipts of him saying last year, yeah, Chris Godwin could come back in the playoffs. He's doing well. So, I think there are certain coaches that speak more optimism rather than reality. That's why we have Coach Speak Index. I think Todd Bowles might be one of those guys. But the reality is you're getting the 2 best players in the deal. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks, but still, I think you're able to trade for quarterback easier than like a top 10 running back or wide receiver. So I'm pretty comfortably taking the Jahmyr Gibbs side of this. Honestly, I think this is a good sell of Chase Brown. I don't think many people would even give you Emeka Buka for Chase Brown at this point. I'm completely comfortable with this trade.
Yeah, completely agree. Lurie I'm saying that correctly. Jamison Williams, Drake London, and you are sending away or receiving, excuse me, Bo Nix and Nico Collins.
It's a 10
This is a
team,
redraft.
start 7.
Initial thoughts is no. 10 teams,
Yeah.
start 7. I don't want Bo Nix. I don't care for a quarterback here. I would be going off the waiver wire. Obviously, Caleb Williams, who was probably available. You could have picked him up this past week.
This team has Josh Allen already as well. So I don't see a reason to send away Jamison Williams and Drake London.
I agree.
I'm not sure why you would do that, honestly.
No point of this trade. RJ Harvey's on the waiver wire. I mean, if you're worried about quarterback and Josh Allen's bye week, maybe it's coming up. You can pick up Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud. Yeah.
This is a hard pass. Do not do this trade, please. Hey guys, appreciate y'all for being here with us. If you are just joining, we are doing a giveaway today. All you have to do is type Jamison into the chat. This is a pro Jamison Williams stream tonight. Type Jamison into the chat and like the stream. Once you've done those 2 things, once we reach 50 likes, we will give away some vouchers on the stream. All right, Shay is next with the trade question. And we will do these these team reviews, by the way. So if you're here, don't worry, we will get to these team reviews, I promise. But Shay is sending away Monty, Jacobs, and Puka. Better be getting a lot back here. He's getting back Bucky, Benson, Kyron, and T-Mac. I've got Benson right around RB 20, 24 range rest of season after that James Conner injury. You are giving up my number 1 overall player in Puka Nacua. I don't think it's crazy to say if we redid fantasy drafts. I mean, I said this last week. Do you think it's crazy to consider him as maybe the 101?
No, that's not crazy. He's going to be going there. I mean, he's 101 for sure.
So you're sending away, if not the most valuable player, one of the most valuable players between a couple names. You're getting back Bucky, which is a great add. Now, the problem with Bucky lately hasn't been volume. It's been the offensive line. It's been in a really bad shape. If you look at yards before contact per attempt, he's up there. They had quite a few significant injuries on their offensive line, but Tristan Wirfs is going to be back soon, so that'll be a big plus for their run game. So Bucky should improve. Trey Benson is a great add. Kyron's a great add. T-Mac is going to be really, really good rest of season. Start 7 though.
Yeah, it is start 7. Your starting running back room is going to be better technically with Dave Montgomery being your RB2. Now your wide receiver room is going to consist of Tetaroa and Terry McLaurin. I think that is kind of what's going to hurt, but you kind of had to give and pull here, right? You up tier at the running back position. You're going to down tier, but you're still getting a top 15 type of wide receiver and a guy you can also put in your flex as well as Kyron Williams. You're probably flexing Kyron over Terry. So I would say this trade makes your team better.
Okay.
Or Trey Benson.
I need to write this down because I'm struggling to imagine what his team looks like. Like there's so many names. So we've got Bucky, Irving.
So his team will be Josh Allen,
Trey Benson. We've got Kyron Williams, and we've got T-Mac. Okay, so we're losing Montgomery, Jacobs, and Puka. So you're losing your top 2 running backs as well as your number 1 player. That's a big loss. But your team would be Josh Allen, Bucky Irving, Kyron Williams, then
Terry.
T-Mac is wide receiver 1, right? Terry's wide receiver 2. He might not be playing for a little bit. Then you're still with Benson. Kincaid. And then your flex is either, Trey Benson. I'm not sure this drastically improves the team. It gives you more depth, and you're in a situation where you do need depth. Do you think this drastically improves his team?
I would say it does. I think it helps his running back room, no doubt about it. He doesn't have an RB2. You can't start Monty. Not that you can't start him, you can. But right now, let's just say Terry is out for a couple weeks, like you just mentioned. He's then starting Juwan or Calvin. I would rather have Tet and then have a stronger flex, because his flex right now is not good. He's getting a stronger flex, but yes, he is losing his number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah. Going from Puka to T-Mac as your number 1 wide receiver is a pretty big loss too. I just put a poll in the chat because I really want to get the chat's opinion on this. Do you prefer Puka or do you prefer Bucky, Benson, Kyron, and T-Mac? This is a really tough call, honestly. This is a very difficult call. I think if Terry McLaurin is going to miss a couple weeks, or, you know, even this week, and, you know, you need to get some wins, I don't think it's a crazy ask, because then, you know, you probably almost need a trade like this. This is about as dead even as it gets. What I would prefer is, like, can we get back... Can we somehow send... Man, I just feel like there's something else that we could maybe do. Like, how do we get Judkins involved? Can we send...
If anything, I wonder if we can
Calvin?
get a wide receiver involved.
Yeah, I mean, who do you want, though, on his team?
Unless we take out Trey Benson and ask for... Well, you can't ask for a Mika. I mean, maybe you can, with how valuable Puka is.
Yeah, maybe that is the counter. So getting rid of Benson and adding Mika Egbuka, if you can do that.
Yeah.
So again, we're gonna add Egbuka here, and then maybe you could even try and add Egbuka as well as a Judkins or something, and send back a Ridley. I don't know. Like, that would be my first counter. This would be my second counter. Ultimately, I think you might have to take it. The chat is pretty heavily on the Puka package, which I understand. Start sit for Dayon, and this is for week 4. So Kyler Murray is the quarterback. He's starting. He has Jacobs, Jordan Mason. At wide receiver, got to start Cortland Sutton. You do have Jordan Addison back into play. Now, Kincaid and Hawkinson is a great question. Let me look at their matchups.
Also, Kincaid's playing the Saints, and TJ Hawkinson is playing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of signs of life for Hawkinson, but Addison is back too.
Exactly.
There's a lot of things to factor in here.
I think I'm gonna go with Dalton Kincaid just because they've been intentionally using Dalton Kincaid on a week-to-week basis. It feels like they want to get him the ball. Against New Orleans, it's probably just going to be another game that they run away with. But even when they were leading, you still saw them attacking the pass game. And the Vikings against Pittsburgh, I mean, is Carson Wentz going to do it again? I think the reason why TJ did so well is because of Carson Wentz.
Yeah, well, they also were in a game script where they didn't really even need to throw the ball, so that's something to consider. I lean Kincaid just because we are now having to ask the question about, hey, what does this team now look like with Jordan Addison involved? And then at your flex, I think you've got Trey Benson. That's right. What's up, Antler Ice? By the way, shout out to Antler Ice in the chat, man. Appreciate you for being here.
How you doing, brother? Love.
Awesome supporter of all of the people in the flock community. Appreciate you big time. Hey guys, appreciate y'all for showing up on Monday Night Football. Now, just a heads up, my entire mental health is all hinging tonight on Jameson Williams. So that is why the code word to enter tonight's giveaway is Jameson. All right, all you got to do is like the stream, type Jameson into the chat, because again, everything, my entire week, whether I'm going to be happy or sad, is all reliant upon Jameson Williams. So when we reach 50 likes, we'll do a giveaway. Appreciate you for being here. Berthel says projected to be a late first, overpay he offered, so it would.
Right, this is Dynasty.
He would be sending away Harvey, a late first, Monty, Tyquan Worthy for Evans, Cook, and 3/3. I'm confused why you would accept this trade. Like, this is not disrespect to James Cook. We were very much pro James Cook. We did not understand the whole narrative that you couldn't draft him at his reasonable price because of touchdown regression. But respectfully, Mike Evans already talked about retiring this year. You're gonna the thirds mean nothing. Are you gonna pay RJ Harvey, a first-round pick, Xavier Worthy, David Montgomery for James Cook? That seems like asking way too much, and we love James Cook.
Yeah, I mean, if you know me, I'm the biggest James Cook guy. Loved him coming out of college. This is not something. There's a lot of fluff there. Throw away the fourth. Throw away Tyquan Thornton. Who cares about the thirds? then realize what you're actually getting and what you're actually sending. Excuse me.
Exactly. Like James Cook is the one piece that you're probably like, okay, this is a good piece in Dynasty. Everything else, you're just like, I couldn't care less. So, number one, I don't know why Worthy is like a throw-in. That's wild to me. First and Harvey is probably too much. You're panic selling Harvey in Dynasty. That's exactly what you're doing. But if you can do Harvey, Monty, and Thornton, and then what, like a second Benaki?
Yeah.
You know, like maybe Harvey, Monty, and a second for James Cook.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like, play Dynasty. Be patient with Harvey, you know? Like, I think you're going to really regret that trade that that initial one if you accept it. That is, and you can send this to the guy that's doing the trade with you. I have no problem with him seeing this. That's an absolute ripoff. Absolute ripoff. Jan.
By the way, I don't think it's any surprise JJ McCarthy already ruled out for week 4.
No surprise. Yeah.
Anyways, yes, Jan, appreciate you. Says, would you do this? Keep it up. Love from
Switzerland.
Appreciate
Switzerland
you.
is I love like World War II facts. Is it Switzerland? I don't know. There was like a country that wanted to remain completely neutral in World War II. Like, obviously that's great. And,
I'm pretty sure it is Switzerland.
And they shot down, if it was U.S. or German planes or like any planes that went above their airspace, they would shoot them down because they're like, we don't want the war in here. Now I could be making that up out of my ass, but
we don't want the
Switzerland's a badass company.
Are you flying
country.
over? We want nothing to do with you. Dead.
No, literally. They're like, don't come to our country. We don't want to deal with it. I'm like, you know what? Respect. Anyway, I could be making that up straight out of my ass, but Switzerland's badass. I want to go there one day. It's just such a far travel from Australia. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Jan. You are sending away Trey Benson, JCM, and Mbuka, and you're receiving Bucky and Jordan Addison. 1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 8.
This seems like a heavy price to pay again. Now, let's talk about JCM. I want to get your thoughts. I watched that game.
Sure.
Now, here's, I watched that game and watched it back. Here's my opinion on the situation right now. There are certain things that they don't fully trust JCM with yet.
Agreed.
Whether that be pass protection, the little details, right? Things that you have to learn when you're a rookie. Every game that JCM's been involved, he hasn't played the first 2 drives. So that didn't change this week, right? Beforehand, it was Eckler who was involved in the first 2 drives. Now you're seeing, Chris Rodriguez. What's weird is they didn't even trust him to play, and then they trusted Chris Rodriguez to play ahead of Jacory. It feels like a formality. It feels like we're just waiting on eventually them giving the keys to Jacory. That's the way I view it. I mean, if you actually watch that game, Jacory looks incredible. All metrics as well tell you he looks he's like primed to do big things. I feel like we're just it's a little bit of blue balls right now, but I feel like you're gonna get some release is what I'm trying to say. It's just, you might have to be more patient.
A little bit of blue balls with some release. From my perspective, I think there's going to be a rotation for the foreseeable future unless one of those guys go down again. Okay. I do believe JCM is the better back in terms of metrics, like you said. Every time he's on the field, it's explosive, it's fun, it's exciting, it's fast. It always feels like a big play. I get that. I don't think Dan Quinn wants to put so much pressure on him. That's why it's going to be a rotation. I think there's going to be games where they're going to be getting away, in the sense of like they're up often, and maybe JCM is going to be benefiting that, just like in week 1, right, against the Giants. So, am I going to be starting him on a week-to-week basis? I don't think you can until we know that answer. So
yeah, I guess the question is, do you think it's going to be a 3-way backfield for an entire season, or do you think they're eventually going to settle into more defined roles? I would really, I'm opening this up to the chat. Please tell me a time where it's been a 3-way backfield in the NFL for the entirety of a season. You've seen that over the course of a couple weeks, but please tell me the 3-way backfield that you remember in the last 3 years in the NFL, the last 4 or 5 years in the NFL. Like, genuine question. Let me know, because I could be wrong, but that just feel like that rarely happens. So I think they just need the dust to settle. Anyway, that being said, Benson is gonna be, a great asset moving forward. Egbuka is even more valuable now. I almost feel like you could remove.
You can remove
JCM or Benson.
Yeah, you can remove one or the other. And
I feel like
just
if
give
you remove
Bucky and
Benson,
Jordan
this
Addison
trade
here.
feels more fair.
Um,
So there's unknowns with both Addison and JCM. I mean, are you looking at the Vikings offense right now and thinking, man, I can't wait for the wide receiver 2/3 there with Hawkinson involved? You know what I mean? Like, you're not even excited about Justin Jefferson right now. So I think there's plenty of questions with Addison and JCM. I feel like Egbuka and Bucky is pretty fair. So
I do agree. I would just say, you know what, looking at your team, I know you want Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky Irving, but like once you tear down from Emeka, or you trade Emeka and Buka away to get Jordan Addison, I wouldn't want to do that for your team, especially with if Mike Evans going to miss time, Brian Thomas being a question mark on what that's going to look like. I think he's going to be better, but I wouldn't do this trade based off of your team construction. That's what I will say.
okay,
But I do agree that the trade that you've said there is fair.
Yeah, I think it's more fair when you remove Benson entirely. All right, Danny B's body bags. Jamar Chase, Javonte Williams, Lav McConkey, Roma Dunze. Yeah, it's a dynasty question. I don't like sending Jamar Chase away and getting no picks.
I don't love. Yeah, I think the question here is Javonte Williams. I don't want Javonte Williams now.
No.
Maybe he's seeing this as Rome and Ladd equivalent to Chase.
Yeah.
Because the way Rome is playing, if Rome continues to play like this, Rome is probably sneaking into the first.
I would rather remove Ladd and remove Javonte entirely from the deal and try and like get 3 first-round picks or something on top of Rome.
Remove Ladd from the deal and then what?
And get 3 first-round picks as well.
Okay.
I don't know why
I'm happy with that.
It keeps removing this, but add another first-round pick here. So essentially a Dunze and 3 firsts. That might be asking a lot now with the way Dunze's playing, but even if you can remove Ladd and make it 2 firsts and keep Javonte there, that's a happy medium as well. Sorry. Okay, it won't let me remove Javonte, but you get the idea, or Ladd. Okay, so you understand, right? I'm sure he understands.
Appreciate you, Donnie.
I don't want no picks at all. Danny B's body back with another one. This is Dynasty. Would you send away Jason for Chase Brown? Not a single world exists where I would do that.
Not at all.
No, my 18th overall player versus my 66th overall player in Dynasty. Not even close. I mean, how about send me a couple firsts on top of Chase Brown? That's not happening.
Wolverine. You are sending away Josh Allen, Jordan Mason, and Drake London, and now we're getting super chats. I thought that was turned off, but maybe it's back on.
That's okay. We can probably handle those today.
Yeah.
Just have to be patient. If you're going to do a super chat, you need to be patient and wait, because we'll go through the flock site first.
Josh Allen, Jordan Mason, Drake London for Jonathan Taylor, Mika, and Buka. 1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 7.
Interesting.
You don't have your team linked.
There's a lot of pieces in this trade that are difficult to really project right now. Jordan Mason, what happens when Aaron Jones is back? Emeka Egbuka, how long is Mike Evans back? When is Chris Godwin here? Drake London, what's going on with the quarterback situation there? Jonathan Taylor's the best player in this deal, for sure.
Oddly enough, I want the JT and Mika side. Now the question is, who's your quarterback? What's available on the waiver wires? This is a 10-man league. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of quarterbacks, but those onesie positions is pretty significant here. Without knowing it, I want JT and Mika hoping that a Trevor Lawrence is on the waiver wires, a Caleb Williams, maybe a Dak Prescott. I would do this. I think ultimately, long-term play, Jonathan Taylor and Mika is going to be the guys there. Yeah. I don't see how, if Mike goes on IR and then Chris Godwin comes back, how Mika is going to lose that role. I could be wrong.
What happens if Evans is only gone for 2 weeks and then Godwin's back in 2 weeks as well? That'd be tough too.
That would be tough. I guess I don't see how they take away opportunities away from Emeka.
Yeah. Look, if you need running back help desperately, I have no problem. But if you're doing this trade and you already have like a McCaffrey and a Bucky, then you don't do this trade, right? I mean, giving up Josh Allen in a small league, small starting lineup is going to be painful, and you have to recognize that. So it comes down to the depth at your running back position, but it's not an unfair trade. Would you send away Brian Thomas for Trey Benson in redraft right now? Brian Thomas Jr. for Benson or Warren or Hubbard is the question here. Yeah, I know I'm probably going to be on an island here, but I still believe in Brian Thomas. Not like the upside for him to ever finish like wide receiver 1, but I still believe there's a top 12 season in him. So I hate the idea of like giving up too early, but at the same time, you can see even in my overall rankings, I don't have these guys very far apart right now, Brian and Trey. I would not do it for Warren.
I think I would rather do it for Chuba than Benson, just because of the opportunities in the air. I think Benson is going to get opportunities in the air. I mean, we saw that the past 2 weeks. I would say okay. I think I'm on the opposite side. You know, like Zach said, he's on the island. I'm on the other island, thinking that I'm not sure if there's a pathway where Brian Thomas is going to be the guy we hoped him that he can be. Like I said, maybe not top 5 or wide receiver 1, but I think he's more in the range as a top 12, top 18 type of wide receiver right now, at best to finish, which is still just as good as probably the projections of some of these running backs. So
yeah, I think I'd be willing to do this trade if you can add Montgomery and get back a Chuba. I think you're taking on less risk there, Benson, by the way, we have never seen Benson in a starter role yet.
Exactly.
I am very much team Trey Benson. Badaki knows this. Anybody on our Dynasty channel knows this. I was like the most Trey Benson guy you could find coming out of Florida State. That's my guy. But we haven't seen him in a feature role yet. So to just trade away Brian Thomas, I think it's a little premature to bet, in 1 week from now, we could have a completely different opinion. But I'm more comfortable if you can make a move where you move Monty and get Chuba back on top of this deal. That makes me far more comfortable pulling the trigger. And I don't think that's unfair to ask either. Now, I'm going to have to refresh because it didn't go through. So give me 1 second. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's relatively fair.
I think that's a fair.
So, Daniel, when you're watching this, we did have a conversation. Just go back and listen to that conversation. Scroll back a couple minutes when you get this time code. Appreciate you, man. Okay, we did reach our like goal of 50 likes, so shout out to you guys. Now, all you need to do to enter today's giveaway, and there are currently 29 entries, just so you guys know, you can see that right here. All you have to do to enter today's giveaway is like the stream and type Jameson into the chat, because we are a pro Jameson Williams stream tonight. All right, we need a big game from the boy. Now, again, like the stream, type Jameson. You're going to be entered. Now, we'll answer a couple more questions. So this is your last opportunity to get into the first giveaway, where we'll give away some vouchers. Now, let's get to Yade here. Looks like they're starting Caleb. Now, if you guys remember, we actually created a video this offseason talking about early season schedules. And one of the teams that we highlighted, if anybody watched that video and remembers it, we highlighted the Chicago Bears. We were very intentional about highlighting the beginning of their season. Let me see if I can actually find that video. Where is that video? I think it's Target acquired, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember, but there was a video. Oh, it's guaranteed. Draft these players to win your league, basically. Anyway, that video, we specifically highlighted teams that were going to come out of the gates really strong because they had an easy schedule. One of those teams were the Chicago Bears. Now, if you look at Chicago's start of the year so far, okay, they faced Dallas this week. They faced Detroit the week before, Minnesota the week before. They get Vegas this week. So they have, there's not a matchup you've really seen in the first, 5 weeks? New Orleans in week 7, Cincinnati in week 9, the Giants in week 10, Pittsburgh in week 12. I mean, really, maybe it doesn't get bad for a while. But all I'm saying is, there could be a return to the mean potentially. But I still like Caleb Williams this week versus the Raiders. Great
the playoffs
matchup.
that really scare you.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue. Yeah, Caleb, Bucky, Javonte.
It's really the flex that we need to decide. And are you going to be going with Michael Pittman here, Pollard, Henderson, Bryan, Olave? A lot of options here. Where do you lean?
Gosh, man.
Yeah,
it's between three players.
Tough.
It's Brian Thomas, Michael Pittman, Chris Olave. Chris Olave had a crazy game. I think he had like nearly 14 targets in this game against
55 yards.
Yeah, 55 yards. Yeah, 55 yards. For sure. He's the Wan'Dale Robinson of the year so far.
No, it's actually Wan'Dale Robinson right now because they're giving him layups, which is what we asked for so long.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just not turning into big plays.
Derek Carr was just letting him out to die every time to get
He's
popped.
actually averaging 55 yards every game this year so far. So.
And look, what's crazy, I think you have to go, in my opinion, with Michael Pittman. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. They play the Rams this week. This is, I would say, in my personal opinion, the first test for the Indianapolis Colts. I know they have Miami. I know they have Denver. But this is the true, like, okay, Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua with Devontae Adams, these guys are going to score. They're going to score with ease and confidence. That's how they should go. This is going to be the first real test, and I think if you want a high-scoring game, I'll go Michael Pittman.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you. I could see this going any way here. I could really see this going sideways. You have a little bit of a Russian roulette question. It's easy to get this one wrong. I'm still going to put Brian Thomas out there. I'm still going to put Brian Thomas out. And you know, if your mindset is, hey, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, you know, I don't want to do this again, I have no problems with you going with what Badaki's saying there, starting Michael Pittman. It makes sense with the matchup. I'm willing to take one more shot. It's a 10-team league, and I think there's a blow-up week for Brian in there somewhere.
This is, according to all fantasy trends, this is technically the last week. Week 4 is where the trends technically are solidified. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, trends can change.
Yeah.
But this is...
Did you guys see the run for Brian Thomas? Did you see that run where he caught the 50 whatever, yard catch?
Yeah, it's like one of the last plays of the game.
Now,
or like,
the reason I even want to bring that up is because you might notice at the end of the run, a lot of people are trying to a lot of these receivers are trying to extend the play. You don't really notice that from... Oh, this is the wrong one. Where is that play? Does he have this play on file here? At the end of the play, it's just a bit strange because he's not really trying to extend it by extending his arm. There's a lot of, like, not being on the same page. This is the play here. Okay, so we're about to see the play. Okay, so you see, obviously, he catches it and then goes absolutely sicko mode. Most receivers, what are they doing here? Stiff arm, right? They're putting the arm out. They're trying to extend the play. I just wonder, he doesn't even let him touch his wrist.
Well, his wrist is definitely
I'm just wondering
the issue here.
How much we actually know about the wrist. But anyway, yeah, I am gonna let it ride one more time for Brian. Okay.
One more time. Left manifesto.
And by the way, do you know who's the offensive coordinator in Jacksonville?
No, but isn't the play called Liam?
Well, Shane Waldron is the offensive coordinator.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember. The year he leaves Seattle, JSN breaks out. The year he leaves Chicago, Roma Dunze breaks out.
You think he's going to leave this year?
God, I hope so. I mean, I don't know why this guy is hired to do anything for a wide receiver room. Anyway.
He's moving the ball around. And the only person that's getting hella targets is Parker Washington in the last 2 weeks, so...
Yeah. Okay, so would you move James Cook for JSN? I think that's about dead even. No disrespect to Alec Aomanor. We love him as like a stash. We love him as like a flex play. But I don't think he should really determine, he shouldn't move the needle in a trade like this. These are two great assets. I don't have a strong opinion. I think this is about as even as it gets.
Yeah, it's an even trade. Just depends on what you need. You need a running back, and are you going to lose JSN? In that wide receiver room? Is he a wide receiver 1? A lot of people draft him as a wide receiver 1, which he is not.
If he loses James Cook, he just lost CeeDee Lamb, by the way. So right now his starting lineup is Baker, Cook, Jacobs, Zay, Ellick, Travis, Judkins. And if he makes this trade,
His team will be
Baker, Jacobs,
Jackson.
Judkins, JSN, Flowers, Kelsey, and then he would flex Jalen Warren. So I kind of understand why he would do this trade, because I think he has a better starting lineup after he does this trade.
Yeah, I would agree. A lot of depth at the running back position that kind of gives you the opportunity to do that. I would say, I wonder if you could trade Warren for a low-end wide receiver, but this also gives you the right thing as well.
Well, like a Jalen Warren. So instead of James Cook, you move Jalen Warren for.
Yeah, just
what?
I don't know who on this team. I would try Jalen Warren. Yeah, I wouldn't even do it for Shakira. Shakira's too boom bust. He only had one good week, but
yeah, it's even. It's an even trade.
Yeah, it is an even trade. Trades people that come to mind, like the Michael Pittmans, the Michael Pittmans of the world, maybe the Jordan Addisons, the Jalen Waddles, if you can do it for Keenan Allen, which is I doubt you can, but I would try and get those trades done before you do this, rather than give up James Cook, and see how you can go.
Okay, let's do this giveaway here. There are 47 of you guys entered. All you had to do to enter was like the stream and type Jameson, all one word. So we are going to give away a start sit voucher and a trade question voucher. Let's start with the start sit. So the start sit voucher is going to Adrian. So Adrian, all you need to do, my friend, is DM me on Discord.
Congrats, Adrian.
I'll put my Discord name here. DM me on Discord. Let me know what your Flock Fantasy username is. Let me know, like, send a screenshot of your YouTube account as well, so we can verify you. And if you don't have an account yet, you can create one for free. Anybody who's watching this can create a free account. Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo, you can link your league, see expert consensus on your teams, and you can link your team for free. Just make sure you sign up with the promo code LAND. Like, when you create an account, put the code LAND in so we can find you. All right. And the trade question voucher. The trade question voucher is going to...
Big money.
Connor Scott. So same exact thing, Connor Scott. Appreciate you, my dude. All right. Again, you can like the stream and type Jameson into the chat to be entered. Every 50 likes, we'll do a giveaway. All right. So would you trade away Ashton Genty for Jake Ferguson?
I mean, Jake Ferguson, I think it was a career high in targets last week, or this past week.
I was loving it. He was my best player.
Initial thought is still no. I still want Ashton Genty. You're not going to be doing this. I still rather play the waiver wire at the tight end position if you are struggling.
Yeah.
No, let's not do this. Pick up Brenton Strange. I see on the waiver wire. That's probably the only player you can do that with, if any. Or you can try, instead of selling Ashton Genty, try and sell Tony Pollard. See what you can get for a low end tight end. But
yeah, I mean, Tony Pollard is actually not that crazy of a counter. You know,
of a counter, yeah.
Yeah, I think Genty's asking just a little bit too much there, but even Fannon's going to be better, I think, than he has been. But maybe if you send Pollard here, it's a little bit more reasonable. But I agree with Badaki in the sense of, like, probably just ride the waiver wire. I don't know why that would be interesting to this guy who has Trey McBride. There's no premium in your league anyway. But I think we would prefer to hold. Manjo sends away Jefferson for Benson and A.J. Brown in a 10-team start 7.
Gosh.
So, a lot of things we got wrong this week. A lot of things we got right. Something I was pretty firm on was that A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith were going to have bounce-back games. Was much more confident in A.J. And just felt like it was the first game where they were really going to be tested. That's not going to happen every week, though, right? I mean, I'm looking at, like, week 6 versus the Giants. It looks like a smash, but I could see them not really needing to throw the ball. You know, what's Minnesota's offense going to look like? But Tampa Bay looks like a great matchup here in week 4. Point is, AJ's not toast. Like, you know, he's just not toast. Now, would you send away Justin Jefferson for the Benson AJ Brown experience? It's not like right now you're starting Justin Jefferson every week and being happy about it.
No, you're not.
Jerry Jones says CeeDee Lamb could potentially go on IR, by the way.
Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. Okay. Initial thoughts looking at your team, I would say I'll be okay with this trade. just because your RB2 is J.K. Dobbins. I think
Right.
with Trey Benson, that's going to be a little bit better. And you have Rome Odunze, A.J. Brown, Jameson. I think there's enough there to work with. George Kittle's going to be coming back hopefully after this week.
Is he?
Alec Ayo is on waiver wire. Well, he went on IR. He has the opportunity to come back after week 4.
Well,
Sorry.
he played in week 1, so.
True, you're right. So technically week 5, but essentially what I'm trying to say is he's getting closer for his return. Alec is on waiver. Brandon Ayuk is on waiver. Darnell Mooney's on waiver. A lot of guys. You even have Dalton Kincaid on the waiver wire there. That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm fine to do this. It's not like right now Jefferson's situation is very projectable. Like I imagine he's going to be better, but at the same time, it's Carson Wentz and then it's JJ McCarthy, and you have questions either way. So Jordan Addison's getting introduced. You know, maybe that's helpful for Jefferson. I don't know, but this is not, you know, a predictable situation. Neither is AJ Brown. Why not just get a Trey Benson here? So I'm fine with it.
Yeah, Raphael sending away Shakir and Puka Nacua and getting in return Kyron Williams and Travis Etienne. This is Dynasty.
Right, okay.
No, I wouldn't
Hard
do
pass.
this. I still want Puka. Yeah, no doubt.
Not that we're anti-Kyron or Etienne or anything like that, but if you're selling Puka Nacua, you better get a bag, my guy. You're not getting a bag here. You're getting a usable backpack. You're going to, you're going to Marshall's, and it's the backpack that's been out for 3 years that's now discounted at Marshall's. That's what you're buying here. You're not getting a brand new Gucci bag. Sometimes Marshall has some gems, but I mean, the reality is in Dynasty right now, Puka Nacua is top 8 pick in a startup. I think you're probably missing at least a first, if not 2 first-round picks from your side of the deal. Also, keep in mind that we don't know what Tutin's role is going to look like at the end of the year. No. I'm not saying I'm anti-Travis Etienne, but this could look bad really quickly, and there's no way Puka Nacua is going to, unless some major injury happens, there's no way you're going to be looking at him being like, damn, really glad I sold Puka Nacua. You know? I think you're missing a couple first-round picks of value there.
Yeah, appreciate you, though. Sam I Am. He says, need help. What should I trade for? Panic Sell BTJ. So you're saying if you can send Brian Thomas for Rome, I would do this in a heartbeat, but I don't think this is realistic.
Well, this doesn't seem like a panic sell, right? I mean,
sure.
He's saying, "Oh, I'm panic selling." I don't think you really are here. I don't think this is an unfair trade. I'm fine to take Rome Odunze. I have him ranked higher than Brian rest of season. Now, I'd totally see a world where Brian figures it out and he is, you know, a completely reliable name. But right now, I mean, I don't know how you can't bank on the momentum Rome Odunze's got. So I'm fine with that. Vega. Probably saying that wrong, but Vega, they are sending away Judkins, Addison, Ayo Manor for Marvin Harrison and David Montgomery. Man, Marvin, it's almost unexplainable because
dude,
the tape out of Ohio State there was very few red flags, if any. Like, he was a really all-around great prospect. You did not see these little drop issues or mental mistakes. It's really an unexplainable phenomenon right now where Marvin is he hasn't played up to his potential his entire career. And you almost wonder what's going on behind the scenes. But I don't really have the confidence to trade for him right now.
No, I would say the exact same thing. I would rather have Quinshawn over Marvin. I think Quinshawn looked really good. Against a tough Packers defense.
I'm shocked. Was
very efficient as well.
Yeah,
I think he had over 5 yards per carry. I was watching.
Not shocked that he looks great. I mean, we loved him as a prospect. We were very much by him with all that craziness that happened this offseason in Dynasty, but shocked how he performed versus the best rush defense in the NFL.
You kind of just expected the Packers to just score, and they just couldn't do it. I would just keep your Judkins side because you have Quinshon Judkins. You have a better running back currently, technically, over Monty. and we don't know what Addison's going to be. And maybe Addison is going to have the same projected points as Marvin. What's Marvin averaging? Maybe like 10 to 11 points right now. Let me pull that up really fast, but
yeah.
Marvin is averaging 10 points right now. Is it surprising that Addison can average that right now? Now Marvin has a higher ceiling. I would just keep the trade.
Man, yeah.
Or keep his side.
It's crazy that we're here, but I kind of agree with keeping Judkins. That's close though, it really is. Pollard, I just don't know how long I can say it's going to get better for Marvin Harrison. Do you know what I mean? I feel sick. Anytime it's a start sit or a trade question, I'll be like, you guys want to be 100% transparent with you guys. This is like all cards on the table. Every single time I see a question about Marvin Harrison Jr., if it's a start sit, if it's a trade question, I feel sick. I feel sick because everything that we watch out of Ohio State, the draft capital, everything told us this was going to be an incredible player in the NFL. And he is never playing up to his potential. And it's almost always mental mistakes. I don't know what to say. I feel sick every time I see his name. I hate talking about it because I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, you want me to be honest? That's my honest opinion on Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh my gosh, I hate it. Okay, so maybe that was too honest. I'm sorry.
I'm there with you though. Like I'm panicking. I think I have like 1 or 2 shares of him in Dynasty. I'm panicking. Who can I sell him for? You know, like that's where I'm at. I'd rather just have a first than Marvin. I don't think Marvin's going to get better. Is it the quarterback play? No, it's not the quarterback play.
I still lean on he's going to get better. Why? Because I just really love the guy. All right, send away Tony Pollard and Brian Thomas for Kyren and Deebo Samuel. What do you prefer here? This doesn't seem like a sell low to me. I actually love that you get Deebo Samuel and Kyren Williams and Brian. I think you could make a case for either. But I'm going to prefer the Kyren side of this.
I agree. That's where I'm going. Deebo will have better games. He just had a down game this week, of course.
Yeah.
But there will be times where he is going to score, no doubt.
All right, Nate Fournier here is starting May Taylor at RB2. It got to be
Trey Benson,
right? Yeah. Got to be
Trey Benson.
I love that. I love that.
You know what I hate though?
You know what? This is okay, but certain things make you feel like you're going crazy. Okay? Trey Benson's a good running back, man. I'm so glad we're finally going to be able to see him in a role. I hate that what happened to James Conner happened, but I mean, anyway.
I hate that it's on Thursday night.
Oh, that sucks. That does
That's
suck.
what I hate. That Trey Benson he's playing at home. It's a divisional game against Seattle, but still, I hate that it's Thursday night.
Now
like he doesn't have a full week to prepare.
I promise you're not going to be able to play CeeDee Lamb, brother. So let's put Jameson Williams in there now. And then at the flex, you got to choose between. Really, it's JCM and Henderson here, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, I do think the Bengals are going to be better. They're going to get the ball out of those hands quicker. I mean, they know they have no time. Like, I was watching that game. I'm a Chase Brown owner. A lot of those plays, a lot of the times they want to step back in the pocket. We're developing plays. They can't do that with that offensive line. That's why I think there could be a good bounce back game for T. Higgins, but that's a big what if. They are playing the Denver Broncos. That's where my mind instantly goes. I feel like T. Higgins will have a better game.
I'm going to go Henderson here. Just looking at their matchups versus Carolina.
And they played the Panthers, which I get that. And what the hell is going to happen with Ramondre Stevenson with all those fumbles? They can't trust him again shortly. So I understand, but I wouldn't be mad if you started T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Mole
Rat, who we saw a lot last year. Haven't seen him as much this year, but I hope you're doing well in your fantasy leagues, man. He said he would send away Lab McConkey to get back Trey Benson. He said could do Pearsall instead. You know what? This was one of the top comment on our panic video this week where someone was like, I hate Lab McConkey, basically. Honestly, I don't see how this changes. I don't see how this changes for Lab McConkey. There was a thought that this was going to be an Amon-Ra St. Brown type breakout. Keenan Allen destroyed all of that. He's still good. He's still really good.
The hope and expectation, which sounds terrible to say, Keenan Allen will miss time. With his history, he's missed
You
2-3
can't bank
games.
on that though.
I know
he
you
didn't
can't
get injured
bank
last year, did he?
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't have the role that he had last year.
Yeah, he was still incredibly important to that team. I don't think you can bank on injury. He did miss 3 games, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. You can't bank on injury. But all that being said, I'm saying like I agree with you. I'm just saying, you kind of hope that your saving grace here for Ladd is that Keenan misses time, so that he can go back to where he was last year.
I think Ladd's going to be better, because right now it feels like it's a never-ending wave of disappointment because every touchdown, every big play is Keenan, it's QJ. Ladd will have these big plays. He will have touchdowns. It hasn't happened yet. This is pretty much dead even. So if you really need running back, I have no problem going Trey Benson, but maybe you can insulate yourself a little bit more because, again, we haven't even seen Benson play. I mean, can you turn a... Let's see. Just trying to think of what else we could do to add, like, some insurance on your side. I mean, can you add a Rashad White to your side even? You know, and send back... Shoosh. I don't know. Shard Smith or something. Just give you like a high upside handcuff. Something small. All right. We've got some more questions. Let's get to those.
44 MS 44, MSU 44, whatever that means. Cam Scattaboo, Scatahoo, and Amika and Buka for Joe Mixon and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, I don't see a reason to value Mixon at all right now.
No. If you can guarantee, if you know Joe Mixon personally, I'll take the chance. I think it's going to be better. But, I mean, Cam Scattaboo is going to be the RB1 there now that Tyrone's hurt. So,
yeah. I'm kind of leaning no here.
Yeah, agreed.
I think, yeah. And he's here. He says I could get him as a throw-in. By the way, MSU, I'm assuming, means Michigan State University. But
gosh,
yeah, I mean,
injuries. Sorry, Nick Bosa out for I think this season as well.
Yeah, I mean, looking at, I just think we value Egbuka and Scattaboo a lot more even this week than we did last week. Shout out to all the Dynasty people who said, "You like a fullback? Cam Scattaboo's a fullback." How about that? It didn't look bad for a fullback, did he?
All I'm going to say is, as a Giants fan,
he's got to be so fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. He's so fun to watch. Yeah, I love him. He's bringing life in every play. Tyrone Tracy was getting the majority of the work, and he was the lead guy until he got hurt. And then Cam, obviously, got the role.
I feel like a fair counter is probably more Charbonnet than Scattaboo here. You don't even need Joe Mixon. I feel like Ibuka, Sharbs... No, I mean, you're not getting that accepted, are you? That's probably unrealistic. I mean, what about, like, Monty? I know that sounds crazy, but what about Monty instead of Scat?
Yeah, I agree. Especially with the injury. Like, Cam is in a bad offense. A lot of dink and dunks are going to be coming his way for sure. The quarterback change might happen. I think you want to keep him over.
Yeah, I need to change my rest of season rankings because I haven't really thought about that particular question, but I think I prefer sending Monty and keeping Scat at this point. I think I'm okay if you do that.
Appreciate you, 44.
Mississippi State, he said. I apologize then. Go ahead.
He says need RB depth. My wide receivers are CD, London, Waddle. This makes sense in Mika for Quinshawn. I don't think it does make sense the way Mika is playing. Look, I don't think you can do this until we know the severity of Mike Evans' injury. Your team is not linked either. Especially if,
Well, we know he has Chase, London, Waddle.
yeah.
I don't love that Waddle's a wide receiver 3 there, but...
And you said you need running back depth. Are you getting Quinshon as a QB3? Or, sorry, RB3? Not a RB1. I feel like if you need some depth or you need something in Mika right now is worth probably one of the top guys or top 10 guys in fantasy. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, but like I'm thinking of Mika and Buka for a James Cook. I'm thinking of Mika and Buka for Josh Jacobs. I'm thinking of Mika and Buka maybe for an Alvin.
So
is that where he's valued right now?
James Cook is too much, I'd say.
Okay.
But let me look at my rankings.
What about a Mika and Buka for Javonte Williams? That doesn't sound sexy.
That doesn't sound sexy, but it probably makes sense. I'm more in like the Etienne, Hampton, Javonte,
Okay.
Kyron, Kamara range.
Okay.
So I agree with you that's probably too early to sell Buka for Judkins. We've only seen Judkins should be great, but I think you already know Buka's great. You already know his role.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. Don't sell a receiver low just because you need a running back. You know.
I think you can get better. I think you can get basically what I'm trying to say is you can get somebody better than, than Quinshon.
Pickens or Etienne? I would say Etienne. So it's a
agree.
good opportunity to sell Pickens there if that's. And hey, we were Team Pickens before the years, and my guy, it's been a great start so far. That drop was crazy. Basically threw it to the DB. That was crazy. Like I haven't seen something like that in a long. I was just like, wait, what? But I mean, he looks great outside of that stupid mental mistake. But yeah, I think Etienne's the play there. All right, at running back, CMC, you're going to start here with Mahomes at quarterback. At RB2, you're going to be going between Dobbins and Benson. I have them ranked back to back, but Dobbins goes against Cincinnati, so
exactly that's where I want to go. You might have to start him anyway in the flex, but we'll see. Wide receiver, Amon-Ra, JSN, DK Metcalf, tight end, Trey McBride or Tyler Warren. First of all, that's absolutely crazy. I feel like you have to start both of them. No, I'm saying like, do you start? Are you not gonna start Warren? Sorry, are you gonna start Trey Benson over Tyler Warren? I feel like I would go.
Yes.
You would start Trey Benson over Tyler Warren?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's a crazy question, but
I don't think so either. I think that's why I was questioning it. I would find it difficult to sit Tyler Warren.
It's not like Warren's been an all-pro. I mean, he's been great, but for fantasy, he's not been moving mountains. A lot of that's because his team's been too good. They haven't really needed him.
Yeah.
But just gonna go with the touches, the guaranteed touches.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for that.
Comes down to like who has a better chance to score a touchdown, really, and just it's easier to bet on the starting running back, I guess. Wish I died IRL. I mean, dude, I'm so sorry whatever's going on, but we got to change that username. All right. Whatever happened to your fantasy team is going to be okay. I'm going to give you a free voucher because that's so sad. I'm going to give you a free trade question voucher. That's so sad. You can manipulate me. Okay. For Taylor, Bijan, CMC, Cook, only have AK Monty. Do you know what the question is here?
I'm confused.
I guess he's asking, like, should he send Monty and Nico away for one of those names?
Yeah, sure. So, well, the good part is that you have your team linked. So let's have a look at your team before I answer that question. So, you have Alvin, Monty.
Yeah, Nico and Monty for one of the Taylor, Bijan, CMC Cooks.
So you have, I guess you need an RB depth for sure. You have a Amon-Ra, Nico. You also have Rome. This is a start 7. Your starting lineup is Patrick Mahomes, Alvin, Monty. That's 3.
Let's be honest. You're not getting CMC, Bijan, or Taylor.
No, there's no way you can do that. James Cook is in play, I would say.
You could probably do a 2-for-2 with James. Who owns James Cook?
Football Draft, Team 9.
So a 2-2 and probably like get Terry McLaurin back. That doesn't seem crazy.
No, it doesn't seem crazy.
Yeah,
So
get
you
James
said
Cook and Terry
Monty,
McLaurin. That seems more fair, I would say. Hopefully that's helpful. And hey man, there's better days ahead. All right, we got some team reviews, but there's some super chats that are in need of being answered. So let's get to them super chats. Let me see if I can find the first one. The first one is from Jacob, is that right?
Yeah, I think we only had 2.
3, I see.
On the back end.
Now, just so you guys know, if you want to enter today's giveaway, all you have to do is DM us, or sorry, all you have to do is type Jameson into the chat, all one word, all right, and like the stream, and you're going to be entered into today's giveaway. If you want a voucher, I can't reply to you right now. Just I'll reply offline when the stream is done. I promise I will. Okay, Jacob. Let's answer his question.
Jacob. Yeah, he says traded Keenan Allen for Marion Hampton. I'm wide receiver heavy with St. Brown, Adams, and Mika Sutton. I'm worried about Chase Brown. What more running back depth? I mean, yeah, I'm worried about Chase Brown. I'm a Chase Brown owner. When it comes down to trading for Marion, I think for Keenan Allen, especially with, I'm okay with that. Basically.
I think it's a no-brainer. Like I'll comfortably take the Marion Hampton side. They will be forced into using their first-round pick now, which is so dumb to say, but they will be forced into using him. And all the people on Twitter who were like, Marion Hampton's a bust, they were really loud for a while. They didn't have much to say in week 3. It's funny how the first 2 weeks of a rookie's season doesn't define their career. That's wild. It's just a crazy idea. But yes, Marion Hampton's going to be much better. I have no problem doing that. I think you're going to find it much harder to trade for a running back like Marion Hampton than trade for a flex, starting receiver. Jackson says Johnston for Benson and Franklin. Johnston, as in Quentin, for Trey Benson and Troy Franklin. Swift and Zay for Lamb. The only way you're trading for CeeDee Lamb right now is if you're 3-0. And even then, you got to make sure that you can win for the next 4 weeks because Lamb's probably going on the IR. So I'd be really cautious to trade for CeeDee Lamb right now unless you feel like you can really even go 500 until he comes back. Like if you're 3-0 right now and you're thinking, I can get 2 wins in the next 4 weeks, or, you get the math, but I'd be cautious doing that. Now, Johnston for Benson and Franklin is interesting. What do you believe about Quentin Johnston? Is this...
I think this is the breakout. 10 targets in a game. He's out. I'm pretty sure he leads the team in targets. Maybe I think it's Keenan Allen. I would say first.
I think Keenan leads.
I think it's Keenan and then Quentin, which is crazy to say. I think they trust him more. I think he's grown that trust with those drops. I mean, he's still dropping balls, but they still throwing him the ball.
Yeah. You kind of have to decide what the truth about Quentin Johnston is. I lean on the Chargers not being able to support 3 receivers for an entire season. Meaning, inevitably, Keenan, Johnston, and McConkey, they're going to have... I think there will be more of a regression for a Johnston and a Keenan. Not to say that Johnston's a bad player or he's not going to keep doing well, but he's on track for 17 touchdowns. He's on track for 1,700 receiving yards.
Johnston...
Do you see that being reality at the end of the year?
I mean, Johnston, I'm pretty sure was like top 10 in like touchdowns last year, something along those lines.
But he didn't have 17 touchdowns.
No, I think
he's on track for 1,350 yards. is what I should have said.
He had like 15 touchdowns or something like that last year. Am I tripping about that? Anyways.
Yeah.
What I'm going to say is, it's so hard not knowing your team. If you need a running back, sure. I think Benson for Johnson is fair. That's all I can say.
Franklin's not really enough, though. I don't think.
Yeah.
Needs to be like
Franklin. I think Franklin
Jordan
could
Addison
have
level receiver.
Yeah, I would just say I would be okay with it. I don't know the context of your team. That's the only thing.
Yep. All right. We've got one more super chat here from Andre, who says, "Who should I trade for Ridley and Waddle, Hawkinson, and either Kirk or Hunter or Holly?" I'm not sure. Okay, let's try and. Okay, who should I trade for Ridley and Waddle?
So you're trying to send away Ridley and Waddle.
I think he's trying to. Is he trying to?
He's trying to buy Ridley and Waddle.
Who should I trade for?
We wouldn't trade for Ridley and Waddle.
Buy Ridley and Waddle? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't trade for Ridley and Waddle, Hawkinson, and either Kirk or Hunter or Hollywood. If you're trying to trade for any of these players, I wouldn't trade for them. If there's somebody, out of all the names you said, it will probably be Hawkinson, but you have Ferguson as a starter.
Yeah, I'm confused why you would trade for Ridley right now. I don't know what you've seen to want you to trade for him. I don't want to trade for him. Waddle, I'm indifferent on. I guess if you can send Kirk and Hollywood for Waddle, I'm about that. But I also don't know if we're answering the question that you're really wanting us to answer. So let me know if I'm mistaken.
I think it's the opposite. I think he says, "Who should I trade?" I mean, the way he worded it.
You can't trade Ridley for anything. If it's the opposite, you can't trade Ridley for anything.
Yeah.
So you hold him.
Yeah.
It's the same thing we said all last week of the Marion Hampton. Everyone's like, "I'm freaking out. What do I do about a Marion Hampton?" Everyone's like, "Do I sell him? Do I sell him low? Do I sell him low?" And we kept saying, "Stop. This is the worst time to sell a player when everyone knows they're not performing." And this is the same thing for Ridley if it's the opposite. Okay. Chris Matthews.
10-team PPR trade, Nico and Pollard. I receive Achan and Marvin. My other wide receivers are Olave, Pickens, Higgins, BCJ.
Because you're getting Achan.
Achan is an upgrade, and then Marvin you still
versus
believe.
Pollard. It's not like you really love Pollard anyway.
Marvin, you still believe there.
All right, we got some questions on the Flock site, so we will get back to these super chats, but we always want to make sure and prioritize the Flock questions, which we've said publicly many times. So shout out to everybody who's submitting over there on the site. Raphael has a trade question, says only have 2 running backs, Connor and Pacheco help, so he would send away Shakir and Puka. I swear we just answered this one.
We did answer this question, and we said no, Raphael, we wouldn't do this. You said you only have 2 running backs in James Conner and Pacheco. Did you link your team? You haven't linked your team, which is fair. Maybe you don't have the opportunity to.
Without linking your team, we only have what you're giving us. And
Puka Nacua should give you more return than Kyron and Travis. You should, correct me if I'm wrong, once again, the type of returns that you should be receiving from Puka in a running back room should be the CMCs, the Bijans, the Jahmyr Gibbs of the world. Now, probably those are 1-for-1s. But even then, I wouldn't want... I understand why you need to do this trade, but, you're at a tier down.
I don't like this trade. You need to make it a 3-for-3 if you want to do a format like this. So you need to upgrade somewhere else. So for example, let's say you make it a 3-for-3 and you send away Patrick Mahomes for Lamar Jackson, or you send away, I don't know, I'm just thinking, David Njoku for Tyler Warren, or you're sending away Marvin Harrison for Emeka Egbuka. It needs to be a 3-for-3. I understand you need running backs, and maybe you just have to make this trade, but you're not getting enough value back, in my opinion. Sab says, Dino just traded Danny Dimes and Turpin for a first. I mean, congrats. That's awesome. I've said, I posed the question last week and the week before. I said, what if this is Baker Mayfield 2.0? What if this is Baker Mayfield 2.0? I posed the question. So,
He posed the question.
All I'm saying.
He wasn't the issue.
Maybe it wasn't Daniel Jones' fault. But look, I think that's a solid bet. We've seen a lot of Daniel Jones, so getting a 27 first, I mean, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Like,
yeah,
the math, I mean, not even the math, the history tells you that you're going to want that first eventually. So I don't have a problem with that. All I'm saying is maybe Daniel Jones is finally where he needs to be. Like a good neighbor here is sending away Judkins and Higgins for Bo Nix and Rice. It's a 14-team start 7. I mean, you got to have some really solid running back depth in a 14-team to consider something like this. Or it says 10.
This is 10. Yeah, what?
Well, he's already got Drake May. I don't understand why you would do that.
Yeah, I would just be holding this.
Unless this is a super flex, it's a hard hold on Judkins. If it's super flex, you take the Bo Nix side easily. If it's one quarterback, you very comfortably keep Judkins here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would do.
But I do like buying Rice. It's just not at that price. Okay. Another question here. Whole milk is king. Haven't done it yet. Just curious thoughts on the team. They would send away Ridley and Golden for J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, I still view J.K. as a sell long term, but he is playing well. So annoyed that that throw from Bo Nix was ruled a rushing touchdown. I really needed that. But he looks great. J.K. Dobbins is your running back 5.
Yeah. He would be the... Well, no, it's the opposite.
Oh,
sorry.
Right. My bad.
He has Bucky Amarion, then he will have J.K. Dobbins.
I imagine Dobbins gets you a bigger return than Golden Ridley if you're going to shop them again.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
I don't think it's the right time to sell Matthew Golden, but I think you're getting out of Calvin Ridley at a good time.
It's just another repeat of last year with Calvin, all those targets.
I'm fine to take Dobbins, but it's tough because I don't like trading for a player then instantly looking to sell him. But Dobbins has a great matchup this week. He's probably going to smash again and then try and sell him next week if you do this. I don't really hate that, but yeah.
Appreciate you, my man.
Okay, I think that's all the questions on the Flock site. Let's quickly go through these super chats and then do some team reviews.
Next one I see here is Lucky Leo. Yeah, says I have a first pick on waiver wires, Mark or Monongai.
Marks for me pretty easily.
Yeah, Woody Marks.
Monty says 2-1 traded Achane and Judy for Zay Flowers and Travis Etienne. Other running backs are CMC, Judkins. What's the move? I don't hate it. Don't mind it. Let's see tonight if Zay Flowers is the number 1 target again. I think 3 weeks in a row that would say a lot. So don't mind it. Yeah. But you're making your call there on Zay. Losing Achane's tough. Better hope Etienne doesn't, have Tootin breathing down his neck the entire year. But I like the team overall. Hate that Keon Coleman is your wide receiver too, though. Oh, well, I guess that's Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
Godwin coming back. I think you're a strong hold there, my dude. Robert here, last super chat before we get to some team reviews. Says, I traded Barkley for Josh Allen. RB1 and 2 is Henry Bucky. Traded Barkley for Josh Allen. Yeah, no.
Yeah. We wouldn't have done that, brother. Not. Even in a 1-quarterback league. We say this all the time. We understand the onesie positions, but I mean, Saquon is producing on a week-to-week probably as much as Josh Allen. We would have streamed the quarterback position.
It's not even about that. It's just you cannot find a Saquon Barkley in a trade. He's impossible to trade for. And I get Josh Allen as Josh Allen, but you don't send Saquon Barkley away for a quarterback. Yeah. It doesn't matter what that quarterback's name is. You just don't do that. You send him away for a quarterback plus a big return. I mean, there's a reason Saquon was drafted in the first and Josh Allen wasn't. Ryan says Adunze and Kyler for Jetta's full PPR start 7. Kyler does not matter here at all, so it just comes down to your preference between Adunze and Jefferson. So, we prefer Jefferson, but it's a long season. And
it's a long season, very long.
All right, let's come back to the sites. Can you turn super chats off for now? Because we actually don't have time for super chats.
Yeah, I'll do that now.
For the rest of today's stream. Appreciate all the love and the donations here. Mavium with the question say he would send AJ Brown for Hampton. He said tried to offer Brees. DK got turned down. He needs a receiver. This is about as even as it gets, I would say. Maybe you could turn this into a 2 for 2. You haven't linked the teams up, so I don't really know what your teams look like, unfortunately. But if you can turn this into a 2 for 2, where you upgrade somewhere else, let's say you upgrade slightly at quarterback or receiver, I'm fine with that. But I think this is pretty fair value right now. Hampton, AJ Brown, Snubs 1 and 2 after this week. Not sure I can wait for Lamb, so he would send away JCM and Lamb for Judkins, London, Samson. Yeah, I'd be shocked if Lamb actually goes on IR. I'd be shocked if you'd have a trade offer like this available. So I'm totally fine with that. It sucks giving up CeeDee Lamb, but would you rather have Drake London for, the next 4 weeks and the whole season potentially, or Lamb when he comes back in 4 weeks? So as a team that's 1 and 2, I don't think you can be greedy. Okay, let's get to some team reviews. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Ideally, we pump through some team reviews. Are super chats off?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. We did reach 100 likes, by the way. So what we'll do is we'll give you guys a chance to enter this giveaway. All you got to do to enter is like the stream and then type Jameson into the chat, all one word. All right, because we are relying on Jameson Williams tonight. And we'll do a team review, and then right after that, we'll give away some vouchers. Let's go to Jay Lucas here with he's getting his team playbook.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Jay Lucas. Thank you so much. Let's have a look at this team quickly here. He says, I need help. Joe Burrow's going out has hurt Jamar Chase's stock. As a result, my team got worse. Based on my team, what trade should I try and make, or waiver wire pickups? How can I make it better? Because I'm not feeling good, which is totally fair. Your team name is the Carter Louis, currently ranked 7th out of 10 here. So let's have a look at this team.
And he is currently 1 and 1.
Yeah, 1 and 1 for sure. At the quarterback position, Patrick Mahomes, you have Bucky, Brees, RJ, Tootin, Jackson, Drake, Chase, Travis Hunter, Jordan Addison, TJ, and Travis Kelce. Off the rip, not as bad as I expected it to be. Untradables, I would say JSN is untradeable at the moment, and probably the only untradeable on your team. Maybe even Bucky Irving. Earlier in the season, it was Bucky, but let's just put JSN.
I don't see a reason to trade Bucky away. What do you have?
Yeah.
26 touches or something this week? You're gonna get Tristan Wirfs back. He had 29 touches this week. So
sure, we can do that.
He should be untouchable too.
Stashes or waiver wire pickups. I like someone like a Drake May. I see. I also see Alec A.O. Manor that you can pick up. It should be rostered in every league. I also see names like Shakira.
You must not have an IR because Aaron Jones is out there. If you have an IR, you put Aaron Jones on the IR.
So a lot of players here that you can.
Yeah, a lot of valuable names out there.
Yeah, because I see once again Alec, Shakira, Christian Kirk, Brandon Ayuk, Josh Downs, all worth rostering. Dalton Kincaid, as well. A lot of names here that you can roster. Overall, I think this team is better than expected. Yeah, you have. I think what's really helping you is Jackson Smith and Jigba. I would say this is still like a B plus team for me. I think when all said and done, this was probably a really good team with Jamar Chase. You had really good depth coming into the year. At the wide receiver position, the hopes of Travis Hunter, but those guys aren't necessarily producing the way we hoped for, right?
Yep. So
So
right
that's
now
where I'm
your
at.
starting 7 is Pat, Bucky, Brees, Jason, London, Hawkinson, Chase. That's pretty phenomenal, honestly. I know you've been unlucky, but that is a phenomenal start 7. I kind of lean B plus. I mean, this was with Joe Burrow. This is probably an A- team, but without Joe Burrow, that obviously drastically hurts Jamar Chase. It was so funny. There were so many tweets going around last week. People were like, "No, actually, Jake Browning is good for Jamar Chase. It's actually good that they made this change." It's just like, yeah, okay. So yes, let's Is there any admin that we need to do?
No, that was everything.
Well, someone had a great question in the chat. We don't really talk about this often just because we don't really ever have time on the stream to breathe. But someone asked if we ever covered Dynasty stuff. And yes, we do. We actually have a Dynasty channel specific to cover Dynasty stuff.
Put that link in the chat, by the way, as well.
Dynastyland Football. And this is a channel where when the season is over, it dominates all of our time and effort. Scouting with rookies. That entire season starts to take over. We'll start posting content here soon. It's just hard to keep up where we are right now, but okay. So again, we've gone through a lot here, looked through the roster. We've given him a B plus. Let's think about some trade ideas. Now, Jamar Chase still has some value.
Still has some pull for sure.
The name is really attractive. Travis Hunter is not sellable right now.
No.
I almost wonder if we could. You can't sell Harvey. You can't sell Tootin. I almost wonder if we could package like Chase and Addison for something even higher. Could you turn Jamar Chase and Jordan Addison into, one of these top names? That's what I'm curious about. Who needs help at receiver that might have like a top name? Let's see.
Well, if you're saying top name, you're thinking like Puka Nacua type vibe?
Do you think you could do that? I don't think you could do that.
I'm saying like, you're saying top name, you're just saying top name of their finishes currently. Because the first name that came to mind is like the Rome's JSN. Well, he has JSN. Like, those are the names that came to mind, right?
I just more mean in my rest of season rankings. Rome would be a downgrade technically in my rest of season rankings.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of hard to do because
yeah.
I guess you could try like Amon-Ra St. Brown. Would you do that? Jamar Chase and Jordan Addison for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Maybe Malik Neighbors. You could do a 2 for 2 after what happened on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna go. Malik Neighbors. I feel like you can get the Rome Odunze's plus something for a Jamar Chase.
Well, you definitely should be able to get a big plus on top of that. But let's look at the Malik Neighbors side because you can make this a 2 for 2.
Well, funny enough, Rome he has Malik and Rome Odunze.
So if you make that a 2 for 2, maybe you ask for return of a JCM, a Pearsall. I don't think either of those are crazy asks. Maybe Pearsall might be asking too much after his game, but again, it depends on how much pull a name like Jamar Chase still has in your league.
Yeah.
Alternatively, you could use Addison and Brees.
Trying to tear up from there at the running back position, you think?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Let's just say names. Like if you can turn Addison and Brees into I almost want to say like Josh Jacobs or something.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, Bucky.
Like anything too higher than that feels undoable.
Yeah.
Well, he has
like
Bucky, by the way. So.
Oh right. Okay, my bad. James Cook, maybe if someone's looking to sell.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Outside of that, you probably hold.
You can't go up. You can't go to the Saquons or anything, unfortunately.
I don't know what someone just Nightbot just put someone in timeout, and I don't really know what that was about. So I apologize. Sometimes they wild over there. Anyway, hopefully that's helpful, man.
Warning. All right.
I think you've got a good team. I wouldn't really panic too much with this one. But you will get your playbook within the next 48 hours.
Yes, exactly. Appreciate you,
So
man.
be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, stay tuned to the Flock Fantasy message system there.
Okay, we did get a couple, at least one question coming on the site.
Okay, let's see.
Like a good neighbor says, once Judkins from me, I have Bijan and Taylor. I need wide receiver. He wants Judkins from you. You need a receiver. Oh, well. Wait, this is Dynasty? This is like a different question from what he asked from before, isn't it?
Yeah, so is this a Dynasty question or a redraft question? Because last time I'm pretty sure it was redraft.
I thought it was submitted as redraft last time, but if this is Dynasty, Hampton and Rice, pretty easily.
Yeah, no question.
A significant margin, I would take Omari and Hampton and Rice if this is a Dynasty league.
Yeah.
D4MW. I don't know if MW stands for Modern Warfare. He says, what's up? Mason sent me. Oh, okay. I think Mason, what he's starting to do is when he ends his stream, what is it called on Twitch? Is it called a raid or something?
It's called a raid, yeah. People, you can't do that on YouTube. At least I don't think you can.
No, but you can just
technically,
be like, hey, go watch these guys.
Hey, go watch these guys, yeah.
All right, 10 teams start 7. Would you send away JCM and Lamb for Lyle McConkey and Kraft? I don't think I would do this. He says Vikings defense looking to package fell to 1 and 2 because Vikings defense looking to package Lamb with JCM or Judkins. I need a tight end. Yeah, I mean, being 1 and 2 is tough, but I don't feel like you're really getting enough for CeeDee Lamb in a trade like this.
Yeah, I would agree.
I understand that Lamb's going to go on the IR, and you know it's tough, but I think you're underselling his value here. At least make it a 3 for 3 where you're getting like Devontae Adams and sending back like a Chris Godwin or something. Like that feels more fair to me.
Yeah, that does feel better. I would agree.
And if they don't think that's fair, like I can understand, but look for a different owner. This just seems like asking a little bit too much, in my opinion.
Especially at the tight end position, and with us, we would rather kind of like, it's unpredictable. We'd rather kind of stream that position if possible than lose some of our best players, even if they kind of go on IR. I'm just trying to have a quick look really fast before you go. Brenton Strange on the waiver wire is probably not going to make a huge difference. Evan Ingram's not.
He's a startable name though.
Yeah, Isaiah Likely as well, who's been a big stash in our videos for Zach.
Yep.
That has somebody you can go ahead and pick up and see how that goes. But yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Appreciate you though, man. Thank you so much.
And just keep in mind that you have an entire week to sell CeeDee Lamb. You don't have to do it straight away. There's a lot of randomness in fantasy football. And I just don't want you to undersell someone just because you need a position. Again, we said here's the counter in case you missed it. If you are live, you would have heard this already. If not, scroll back a couple minutes to hear our reply. But okay. All right. I think we can get maybe one more team review done today. The other one we might have to save for a different stream. I am dedicated to watching this game entirely because I have so much on the line. So let's get your what hurts team here, and then Jonah will have to do tomorrow.
Yeah. Jonah, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Your what hurts, we appreciate you. He says, go ahead and read that. I need to make.
He said, I am crushed after getting killed in all 3 of my leagues today. I need some big advice on blowing up this team and making it better. I was predicted to win by 60% margin. Help, guys. Well, first thing, just to help anybody here who's watching this, stop looking at the predictions. Stop looking at the projections on any fantasy site that you're on. They are not helpful at all. I promise you. Like, it is not. There's no benefit in you looking at Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo, whatever, and say, oh, look, I have a 60% chance of winning. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It means nothing at all whatsoever.
I had a chance of winning this week, and I lost.
Yeah. It really doesn't matter. Even tonight, like, I'm looking at my matchup against Danny. It's like, you have a 57% chance to win. I'm like, okay, Doesn't tell me anything. But anyway, appreciate everybody for being here. If you guys don't know what we're doing right now, we're reviewing people's fantasy teams. Everybody who gets a fantasy team review with Zach and Vidaki on Fantasyland, they also get what is called a team playbook. So it's just a very customized process to your fantasy football team. If you want to get a team review from us as well as a playbook, then you can use the promo code LAND, become an annual Mother Flocker member. You'll get a voucher that you can use through the Flock store, and just submit that free voucher through Zach and Vidaki with Fantasyland. And if you are a member of a different promo code, you can still get a team review from us. But you just have to purchase it a la carte. And if you are a season pass member with the promo code LAND, you can also upgrade to be an annual member. Okay, so your What Hurts is the team name. He's ranked 5th. He's currently he's about to be 1-2, it sounds like. So it's an 8-team league. That's gonna just add to the randomness, by the way, your What Hurts. An 8-team league is basically Russian roulette every single week because everybody's rosters are good. So just keep that in mind. But let's have a look at the
team. Yeah, Bo Nix at the quarterback position, Josh Jacobs, Alvin, Chuba, Cam. Wide receivers, Chase, Tet, Jameson, George, Mike Evans, with Brock Bowers and Trey Tucker at the tight end position.
Yeah, you got killed by injuries. You got killed by Jamar Chase with Joe Burrow. You got killed by the Mike Evans injury. You know, Bo Nix hasn't been playing well, but he's got a great matchup coming up this week against Cincinnati, so be patient with him. Brock Bowers injury. I mean, yeah. Benson's on the waiver wire here, by the way. Same with Keaton.
Yeah, that's exactly. So right now, untradables on this team like this is probably going to be Brock Bowers, and only Brock Bowers. Waiver wires, I would say Trey Benson and Keenan Allen. There's a lot of good names here. Trey Benson, Keenan Allen, Devonta Smith, Chris Olave, JCM, QJ, Drake May. Hell, like there's so many players here. I think in an 8-man league.
How many 2-for-1s can you do?
Yeah, in an 8-man league, 2-for-1 deals, and I play the matchup. I think you have technically the best talented player on your team. Doesn't mean they're going to perform on a week-to-week basis. Maybe it's you pick up the Keenan Allen, who's been performing better than the George Pickens and the Jameson Williams, knowing that he's going to guarantee you points potentially, right? Like, it just all depends on situation there. Overall team, look, 8-man team. I don't want to say it's a bad team. It's not, but like I guess we're gonna have to nitpick an 8-man team. Jamar Chase upside is not there. Mike Evans is no longer there with you.
Yeah, if you had this team in the Flock League, you'd be like, I'm gonna win the Flock League. But in an 8-team league, you're like, everybody's got a good team. Like everybody has a better team, and their players aren't injured. What I would try and do across the board is a bunch of 2-for-1s, and then pick up all these valuable players off the waiver wire and just free up some space. Now, overall team grade, what, like B-?
Yeah, that's where I was at. Yeah.
So let's go to the whiteboard and let's think of some ideas. I've already thought of some ideas like Kamara and Pickens. Can you get an upgrade? Chuba Hubbard and Kraft. Can you get an upgrade? Kraft and Pickens. I think Kraft might be a player you could sell. Not that we don't believe Kraft isn't going to be great, but you already have Brock Bowers. So let's find a team that needs tight end, like the guy who has Travis Kelce. Hey, he's got Nico. He's got Nico. He's got Igbuka. He's got Taylor. Okay. You're not going to get Taylor, but could you send Kraft and Chuba? Probably not for CMC or Taylor. I'm just going to throw that out there, though. I don't think that's possible. But you could probably do this for... You could probably do Kraft and Pickens for Nico Collins.
I mean, hell, I would do a 3-for-1 type deal. Why not send Alvin, Chuba, and Kraft, get CMC or Taylor, and pick up Trey Benson? Like, that's where my mind's going to.
If you have to do all of that, then that makes sense. Like, if you have to,
you have to guarantee yourself Trey Benson, though. Like, you can't just, or you have JCM there on the waiver wires. Like,
you also have Dobbins on the waiver wires.
Yeah, that's kind of the type of trades I will try and do here.
I prefer more like the 2-for-1s, as many as you can do, but I mean, they're all great options. Like Kraft and Pickens for Nico Collins would be awesome, right? That would be a perfect trade for a team like this. Let's keep looking at tight end needy teams. The guy who has Mark Andrews, perfect. Can you go get Amon-Ra? Might be asking a lot, but can you get Derrick Henry? So that would be like the Kraft and Hubbard trade. You know, can you go get Derrick Henry for that? If not Derrick Henry, can you get Amon-Ra St. Brown if you send Chuba. Well, he already has Jameson, so let's not go for Amon-Ra. Let's keep looking, though. Who else needs tight end? Hawkinson, they're probably happy. Sam Laporta, after tonight, maybe you can send them an offer if things don't go their way.
Yeah.
Those are most of the people that need a tight end. Again, how many 2-for-1s can you do? Because you've got so many valuable waiver wire pieces that you could play every week. The other option is if we just went straight, removed Kraft from the situation, and did Kamara and Pickens. And, I mean, let's just put, like, names to that. So, Alvin Kamara and George Pickens. Can you get Achane, James Cook, Bucky Irving?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's probably where it lies. I don't know if, like, the Ashens at least doesn't feel comfortable enough.
You probably can't get Taylor, CMC, Saquon either.
Yeah.
But no harm in trying it after a bad week from Saquon. Again, how many 2-for-1s can you do completely across the board? Because then, even if you do 3 2-for-1s, then you go out onto the waiver wire and you pick up Trey Benson, JCM, J.K. Dobbins, Bashul Tootin, Keenan Allen, Devonta Smith, Chris Olave, Quentin Johnston, Juwan Johnson. I mean, there's so many valuable names on the waiver wire that you can just pick up anyway. So, yeah. I get that you're in a tough spot, man. I'm sorry that you are, but I hope that's helpful. And is your What Hurts in the chat? I wonder if he has any questions, because it is about to be game time. But
normally he's with us here in the chat, but we appreciate you, your What Hurts, when you're seeing this. Thank you so much for the support. Obviously, you know how to get your playbook here on the Flock Fantasy message system, 24 to 48 hours there.
Yeah. But guys, we are going to be live tomorrow. So if you're going to submit a team review, don't worry. We will get to that tomorrow. I see Angel just did one. Jonah's in the queue as well. But game is on, and I've got a lot riding on this. How many points? I want you guys to tell me in the chat. How many points for Jameson Williams tonight? PPR.
More than 10.3 points, I think you said.
I just need 10.2 fantasy points. That's it.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
For you.
Your What Hurts says, thanks a lot, guys. I'm in the chat, and I appreciate your insight and all your encouragement. I appreciate that, man. All right, so I'm just figuring out who I'm banning out of the chat. So it looks like Large Turkey, Scribbles, you're all getting banned. No, I'm kidding. I would take Oaks's. I would take 12, honestly. WG, you're out of here, brother. No, but I appreciate it, guys. Hey, good luck tonight. Again, if you had a team review, don't worry. We're going to get to it tomorrow, okay?
Tomorrow.
And we appreciate y'all for being here. Love. See ya.
Love.